welcome back to TV3 Crafters Corner. My name is Shelly, and I hope you've all had a great summer. I haven't been doing any crafting over the summer, but I've been saving up projects that I've found here and there and printing them off and getting a bunch of them ready so that I can have for the next few months to share with you. And if anyone's interested in coming on the show and sharing their projects with me, I'd love to hear from you. Or if you don't want to come on the show, you can email me your projects and I can do them on the show for you. I'd love to hear from you. My email address is tv3crafterscorner@hotmail.com. And the project that I'm going to share with you today is kind of a back-to-school project. It's a apple paperweight that would be perfect to give to the teachers. It's just kind of a fun little project that even the kids could do this. And to start this project, you're going to need a pop bottle, a 20-ounce pop bottle, empty of course. And you can take the label off it. And what you want to do with this pop bottle is you want to cut about 2 inches from the bottom. And once you get it started, you can just kind of cut around it. And then once you have that cut off, you can just go around and clean up the edges. You just don't want any sharp edges on there, but you will be covering the edges up, so just go around and kind of even it out and clean up the edges. Yeah. And then once you have your top cut off, you're not going to need that anymore, so you can throw that in the garbage. Then you want to take just a sandwich baggie and put it in your bottom of your pop bottle. Make sure it's down there good. And then you can fill this with either rice or beans or craft sand or anything that's going to make it a little bit heavy. So I'm going to fill this one with rice. And you want to fill it so it's nice and plump and full so that when you fold your bag over, you're going to have a little hump over the top of it. So just make sure it's all packed down. And you have a good amount in there. Okay, once you get it filled up, then you can take your baggie and just kind of twist it around. And then you're going to want to get some masking tape because that's going to hold it down. And you want to take your masking tape and you want to cover all of the edges of the pop bottle so you don't have any sharp edges. So just start taping it up. And I forgot to mention too that when you find your pop bottle, make sure that it's got this kind of a bottom on it so that it looks like the apple bottom. Just take your tape and just go all the way around and cover the whole baggie and everything. So just keep crisscrossing and covering it all up. And then you'll get something that looks like this, all taped up. And once you have that done, then what you can do is take a knife or a pencil or something sharp and then poke a hole in the top of it all the way through your bag. And then just go pick some branches off your tree outside. This is just a real branch that I've got, or you could find something else to stick in here to use for a stem. But poke that in there and then take your glue gun and you want it to be secure in there. And once you start putting your paper on there too, that's going to help keep it a little stiffer too. So get that in there and make sure it's glued good. You can use regular glue too, but then you're going to need to wait for it to dry. I think the glue gun will dry faster. So once you have that in there, then you got something like this. And this one's already dried and ready to go. Then what you need to do is you need to take some, you're going to need red tissue paper and green tissue paper. And what you can do is just take your red tissue paper and just start ripping it up into pieces because you're going to be decoupaging onto the apple. And I have a bunch of pieces here. To do the, you're going to need to do the top and the bottom. And you're going to put like at least 2 or 3 coats on it because you want it to be nice and covered. What I did was I started, if I was going to do the bottom first, I stuck it in a cup and put it upside down and did the bottom like 2 or 3 coats and let it dry in between each coat. And then I would turn it over and then do the top of it. What you want to do is just start your decoupaging and get as close to the stem as you can. And this is really easy. And just start layering your paper on. And you're going to do this all over the apple. And then once you have the first piece on, then you can just take another piece and start layering it over. And you're going to find that some of the areas look a little lighter than others, and then those are the areas that you'll want to go over like the second and third time, so you get a nice coverage on it. And your paper is going to wrinkle, and that's fine because that just gives the apple a little more character to it. So once you get all of the paper decoupage down there 2 or 3 times, then you'll have something like this. And then you're going to need to make a leaf to put on your apple. And how you make your leaf is you want to take about 5 pieces of your green tissue paper and just put it on a piece of wax paper. And don't put your glue down on the wax paper first. Just put your first layer down and then just put your decoupage over the first layer. Cover it completely. And then take your next layer, put that on top, put some more decoupage on there. And you want to do this with about 5 layers of it. And then once this is all dried onto your wax paper, you can just peel it off your wax paper and then turn it over again and then do the same to the other side so that the other side is shiny also. So you have 2 shiny sides for your leaf. And this just peels right off your wax paper, so it's not going to stick. Just do my 4 layers. And then once it's dried, then you're going to get a sheet that looks like this. It kind of looks like a fruit roll-up, and it's really easy to cut. So what I did was I just a leaf from my branch and I put it on my paper, and I just took a pencil and just traced around my leaf to get my leaf pattern. And then this is really easy to cut out. Just cuts like paper. And you can add a couple leaves to your apple too if you want. You don't need to just put one on there. Okay, and there's my leaf. And then what you can do, and this is really bendy, so when you get it on here, you can like bend it any way that you want it. Just take your glue gun, put a nice spot of glue on there, and just kind of twist it around your branch. And then you have your apple paperweight. Kind of a neat little project for the kids and something to give to the teacher on the first day back at school. So like I mentioned before, if you want to share any craft projects with me, I'd love to hear from you, and you can just email me your craft projects too, and I can do them on the show, and if you want to send a picture along with it, that's fine too. You can email me at tv3crafterscorner@hotmail.com. And if you'd like to see a picture of this project on our website and the instructions, you can go to lakestv3.com and click on the Just For You page, and you'll be able to find the instructions and a picture of this on the website. So we'll see you next time.